Jack Della Maddalena recently launched a fundraiser to help cover travel expenses for his team ahead of UFC 315, where he is set to challenge Belal Muhammad for the welterweight title. In a now deleted social media post, JDM announced a partnership with the Riverton Bar and Grill, offering fans the opportunity to donate for a chance to share a meal and drinks with him before his title fight. The situation has sparked significant backlash towards UFC President Dana White, as many fans find it unacceptable that a fighter competing for a world championship has to seek outside funding to cover his team's travel expenses. Belal Muhammad took the chance to taunt JDM over this situation. He reposted this. It's a quote from JDM saying, "Stoked the UFC have put their trust in me to save the division. This will be done in one, no doubt." Belal responded saying, "Just when I was going to donate to your fundraiser so your coaches can come. Enjoy Spirit Airlines." Fight announcements. Paulo Costa vs. Roman Kopylov is reportedly in the works for UFC 317 on June 28th. Costa has struggled in recent years, securing just one victory in his last 5 fights. Most recently, he suffered a split decision loss to Sean Strickland last summer. Meanwhile, Kopylov enters the bout with momentum, riding a 2-fight winning streak. Earlier this year, he earned a 3rd-round TKO victory over Chris Curtis. Benoit Saint Denis vs. Joel Alvarez is reportedly being targeted for UFC 315 on May 10th. Saint Denis enters the bout on a 2-fight skid, having suffered back-to-back second-round stoppage losses to Dustin Poirier and Renato Moicano. Meanwhile, Alvarez is riding a 3-fight winning streak, with his most recent victory coming in December, when he secured a first-round knockout over Drakkar Klose. Paul Felder has addressed his recent back and forth with Colby Covington. The exchange began a few weeks ago when Felder said that Colby was nearing the end of his career and struggling to keep up his MAGA bully persona. In response, Colby fired back, threatening to slap Felder, and shared a story about an alleged incident at a military base where Felder supposedly got so intoxicated that he was handcuffed to a toilet. On the latest episode of the Believe You Me podcast, Felder denied ever being handcuffed to a toilet, but admits that he did break a toilet because he was mad.
Thanks,
You
buddy.
can almost
Thanks,
see
bud.
him. You can almost see Colby start laughing when he starts saying that I was tied to a toilet with handcuffs at the base, because he knows that that part is completely made up. And you know what? To be honest, like Brian Butler tried to go on, my manager from when I was fighting, tried to go on. He did an interview and he tried to clear the air. Bro, I even told this to him the second it released. I said, you just made it so much worse. The fact that you're out there trying to do damage control, trying to even fuel this fire is exactly what he wants. That's all he's doing. He's just being Colby Chaos Covington, because he had another video that I was tagged in before he went and did this, where he was saying the same thing Harrington was saying, where somebody must have asked him, what do you feel about Felder saying that you're older, that you're nearing the end? And he even said, well, I'm 37. Like, he's just being an analyst. That's what these guys are supposed to do. I got love for Felder, nothing but respect, and mentioned being on the base and having respect. And then suddenly he's going to bring up that I was handcuffed to a toilet and all that. No, I broke a toilet. I broke a toilet by myself in my room because I was mad. And then they came to my room to calm my down. I calmed down. I moved rooms. I signed the toilet seat the next day as a plaque to my time there at the Joint Base. And I even called the guy, Alton, who was the guy that was kind of in charge of being between, who I mentioned before too. And he's like, oh man, I can't believe he's saying it. If you ever need me to back you up, I got you. What toilet? He's saying. What toilet?
Yeah.
They got my back there.
Zabit Magomedsharipov may make a return to the UFC. Zabit retired after his unanimous decision win over Calvin Kattar back in 2019, while on a 14-fight winning streak. The reason for his retirement was that he said he was pursuing a career in medicine. This video was posted on Instagram this week of Zabit shadowboxing. The caption reads, "He will be back soon." Jorge Masvidal is planning to make his return to the UFC this year. In a recent interview with Ariel Helwani, Jorge says that he's mainly interested in fighting Leon Edwards. Jorge was not impressed with Leon's recent performance against Sean Brady and believes he gave up in the fight. He agrees with Dean Thomas's recent comments about Leon, that he's more of an athlete than a true fighter.
Hey, I don't have a date in mind. I'm just shooting for Leon. Bro, let's go fix this saga, brother. We're always going to fight. Let's go throw down like men, you know? We do that's it.
You feel like the time is now, finally?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't getting any younger, as they say.
Yes.
She get me now. I don't know if it happens.
What did you think of how he looked against Sean Brady last weekend?
You know, Sean Brady, I'm surprising a lot of people, man, but the guy's tough, man. He's got a dog on the bone. He's not gonna quit. He gets into tough positions and he keeps stepping on the gas, you know. And I think Leon felt that pressure and just kind of broke, like, man, I'm in a bad spot here. I'm not gonna get out of this unless I'm wasting a ton of energy. And it felt like some of those exchanges, you just kind of like flabbergasted, you know. He couldn't deal with that pressure. He kind of gave up, you know.
I saw Dean Thomas say that he's lacking the heart these days. Do you agree with that?
I've always thought he's more of an athlete than anything. You know, he's a great athlete, he's a phenomenal athlete. He's not like a fight down in the mouthpiece type of fighter, you know. If the fight doesn't go his way, he goes more and more usually, you know, towards the wall. Whatever, man. Nobody's perfect, you know. I just love to bust his up, though.
Robert Whittaker recently weighed in on reports that Alex Pereira fought with a broken hand during his bout against Magomed Ankalaev. Whittaker acknowledged that no fighter enters a fight at 100%, but if Pereira was indeed dealing with a broken hand, it would have been a significant factor in his loss. He suggested that under different circumstances, a rematch could unfold much differently.
The fact is, fighters do deal with stuff all the time. No fighter goes into a fight 100%, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Now, mate, there are plenty of times fighters fight with legitimate excuses.
Yeah.
You can't say them though, because you look like salty.
And to be clear, Alex didn't. This was
exactly.
Joe saying
everyone's
something,
pulling
and
it out.
everyone
That's why I'm not
Yeah.
jumping on him either. It's like,
Yeah.
his excuses are very real, and everybody has pried these out of him. He didn't say any of them,
Yeah.
but his excuses are very real. So maybe the next fight will be markedly different. Okay, there's been heaps of times that I've fought with legitimate excuses to why X, Y, and Z happened in said fight. But you know, you don't want to. It's such a tricky position because like you don't want to talk about it, but it's a real legitimate excuse. It's like, if his right hand was broken, dude, it means his power just wasn't there in his moneymakers. Which is the thing that has taken him all the way to titles of 2 divisions and kept him as the heavyweight champ until recently. As a light heavyweight champ.
Today, Magomed Ankalaev says that he feels like Alex Pereira doesn't want the rematch. Last week, Ankalaev claimed that he was offered the rematch against Pereira in August, and he accepted. He wrote, Joe Rogan mentioned his team said Alex fought with a broken hand and neurovirus. When fighters step in the cage, nobody is 100%. I was offered a rematch with him in August and I said yes, but if he is not ready, I will fight whoever is next. It doesn't matter. Today, Ankalaev posted this. He wrote, I have a feeling you don't want the rematch after I agreed to August. Conor Mcgregor took shots at Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev, and Khabib today. Conor posted this video to his Instagram showing Khabib with 8 knockouts, Ilia with 6, and Islam with 5. In the caption, Conor wrote 3 little staph infections. #KO King McGregor. Joe Rogan is receiving a good bit of backlash today after stating that he believes shots to the back of the head should be legal in the UFC. Joe said, I don't even know if we should stop hitting people in the back of the head. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it should be legal. If you talk to a neuroscientist and they say that's a particularly vulnerable area, isn't the temple? Aren't the eyes? Everything is so vulnerable. To read off the top reactions on X, oh, so he wants them to die. Got it. That gotta be a fake quote or out of context. Otherwise, that's really dumb. Getting more retarded as the years go by. Can't defend you anymore, Joe. The years of Joe being listenable are so over. Typically, men get wise as they age. Not Joe. Joe gets dumber with every new day. This guy is so clueless. He genuinely knows nothing about fighting. The average Twitter user is more knowledgeable on the sport than him. And how the f do people defend this dickhead, little bald dwarf at all anymore? He's such an idiot and does very little for the sport. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to John Jones' response to Dominic Reyes, saying that he believes he won their fight. It's from Bertle McGirdle. It says John is trying to start a beef, so he can say that a rematch with Reyes is more important than fighting Aspinall. The second one's from Wayne Maddock. It says, so John's quick to reply to Reyes, but silent when Tom shits on his name. And the final one says Masvidal commenting on other fighters' morals is like DC giving diet advice. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.